Okay, hey, welcome back to the cooking show. Today, special guest is it's just my bad attitude. Apparently I'm in a bad mood today. I don't really know why, but I don't know what it is. Woke up on the wrong side of bed and I feel bad. So I put a steak sandwich on Instagram the other day with my homemade rosemary and lemon zest sourdough. Thankfully, my sweet partner, she taught me how to make sourdough. I don't know how that all came to be, but here we are. And then I made a homemade garlic, honey, like kind of hot aioli. So we're gonna make the steak, caramelized shallots, I guess would be what it is. And then a little arugula, some sliced tomato, and then we'll toast the bread, and then some pepper jack cheese. That's all gonna go on there. But we're gonna start with the steak going in the oven. I watched this video on how when you salt it, all the liquids come out of it, and then you're supposed to let all the liquids go back in it. And if you put it in the oven right away, then none of the liquids go back in it so it doesn't stay as juicy. So I've been trying to salt it as early as possible. And then I've just kind of been salting it again, nothing crazy. Gonna do pepper. I've kind of been on the grind of just doing, get it grind? Just salt and pepper recently. But I gotta tell you, I was very proud of the steak sandwich that I created on my own. And then how I've been cooking my steaks, which I get asked a lot on Instagram, I do a reverse sear. So I put it in the oven at 250. I take a little bit of this rosemary and I put her right on top so that it gets very fragrant. Which goes in the oven, 250 on this little rack. You lay aluminum foil down. And then, so now we'll do we'll dice up our shallots, as Gordon Ramsay says. I haven't really found a perfect method on how I like these shallots. I've kind of just been doing it like a little bit longer. Cause you know, it's like when you do caramelized onions, you get those like long bits of onion, and so I kind of try to duplicate that, but I love the taste of shallots, so I try to keep them as big as possible. So you can see, keep them like that big. They're gonna struggle. So those go in there. I'm gonna turn this up high heat. And then I put some Worcestershire sauce in there. So those are done. Then we're gonna move on to, what do we wanna go on to next? Let's make the aioli, shall we? Not too hot, because you're gonna put an egg in there. And you know how that be, it starts to scramble if you do it too hot. Cup of oil, olive oil, of course, no seed oils on this show. That's what always happens, is like people try to come on the show and they're like, oh, I wanna make this, I really like making that. And I'm like, yeah, but then we gotta use these grody ingredients. Hey, isn't it amazing that we live in a world where you can get anything you need when you need it right to your door? DoorDash is your door to more if you want it. You can get it with DoorDash. DoorDash isn't just door to flowers, groceries, fresh produce, and that's all nice and dandy, but it's your door to a better relationship. Time back with your loved one, never missing a minute of the game, trying the best slices in the tri-state area, and so much more. DoorDash has saved me so much time with this cooking show in general. So you guys actually have DoorDash to thank, because I'm able to stay here. I'm able to bring all the groceries here. Sometimes we do 3-4 episodes in a day. I don't have time to go get all this stuff. So DoorDash has saved me so much time. I'm a happier person because of DoorDash. DoorDash is your door to more. Download the DoorDash app now and get almost anything delivered. And using Bradley50, get 50% off up to $10 on your first order of $15 or more. It's a limited time offer, so I would get to it as soon as possible and get DoorDash and some stuff. So thank you to DoorDash for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to cooking or whatever we're doing in this episode. Crack an egg. She goes in there. I like to do this one on a low heat too, because I find that it starts to burn pretty quick. But these already smell so good. Something about those shallots and the Worcestershire sauce. Oh, perfect, and half of them are on the floor now. Nice. I have a sick obsession with honey. It's a problem. We're gonna put our garlic powder in here. So I don't think generally you're supposed to heat this up but I want it to because I like it warm. So we're gonna see if it works. I'm gonna use it more, it's not even gonna be like a thick aioli. It's probably gonna be more like a sauce. Quick life update. I just shot a project like about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, which is pretty cool. Genuinely the hardest work I've ever had to do in my life. It was very, very tough. I'm gonna put another egg in here because I can. And to be honest with you, I'm making this up as I go along. And if this aioli's horrible, we'll just make it with some already made mayonnaise. Yeah, I worked on this project that was very, very tough, that I'm very excited to share. It's a big reason on why the podcast took a bit of a hiatus, so you guys will be filled in on all that. I know everybody's always constantly asking, but that was part of it, why we took a little break from it, and so you guys will learn all about that very soon. And we're very excited for you to see that. It's something that Jake and I worked on together, and it was very much out of our comfort zone, but more along the lines of what we both want to do in our careers. And, you know, so I'm excited for you guys to see that. That's odd. I don't like that. I'm not gonna use that. I don't like it at all. We're gonna make something different. I wanted it to be warm, but I think as soon as I did that, it made it like grainy, thick. So we're not gonna do that. Quick little pivot here. Because that's what you have to do, you know? I'll put the crushed red pepper in there. Natasha's a big steak girl. It's one of my favorite things about her. Let's use...
And Bradley makes the best steak.
Do you think I've gotten better at it too?
Every time you make a steak, it gets better.
Really?
100%.
This is cool. This is like a béarnaise kind of thing. We need honey. Oh, dude, this looks so much better. I wanted it to be hot, but I just think that as soon as you cook that egg. Dude, so crazy story. I had the weirdest like 24 hours of my life. I went and did this like little speaking event in Missouri, Springfield, Missouri. Never been there. Very tiny place, not much going on there, I would say. And I had to get back here for a work.
Something about Bradley, he's always gonna try to sleep in his own bed.
Okay, that's just the truth. Is I don't like not sleeping in my own bed.
Just say what?
All right, let me get the hell out of there. Fine, that's the story. That's what it is. I couldn't. It wasn't even a bad hotel. I just like. I can't, if I can be in my bed, all I want to do is get in my bed. I'm not a hotel kind of person. It's always been a problem of mine, and I will always try to avoid sleeping at a hotel. So I finished this event. I did have to get back for work. I did, right?
You did.
This isn't thick enough. We need another egg. I decided to drive from Springfield, Missouri, essentially in the middle of the night, to St. Louis by myself. And I had to sleep in a car for about I slept in the car for about an hour because the airport wasn't even open. And my flight, I boarded at what time? Like 5, I think?
Yeah.
I boarded at like 5. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just sleep in the car for like an hour. So I slept in a rental car for about an hour. And yeah, and then I got on the plane because I had to get home. I did have to get home. This is true. Probably didn't need to go at the time that I did, but I had to leave, people. Yeah. I just don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't want to say that I failed. Yeah, but we're gonna make it just with mayonnaise because it ain't working. We're gonna take the mayonnaise. Okay, then you're gonna take your garlic, dump the rest of that in there. Take our heat, put that in there. Now that we've wasted a billion eggs in this economy, egg prices at $1,000 an egg. Ooh, we're close. We are close. That's kind of more what it should look like. I'm very sad. I thought that this would work. It just like totally became liquid. I don't understand. Per the last video, because you haven't been on in a while, everybody thought we broke up, honey. Unfortunately, she will be here for the rest of my life, so. We sliced our tomatoes. Forgot to tell you guys about that. Dude, these shallots are gonna be awesome. So we'll leave the shallots in here because you get that flavor. Then you cook the steak. While the steak rests, that's when we toast the bread, and the bread will get more rosemary, it'll get more shallot, it'll get that lemony zest, it'll get the steak flavor, and it'll all just, it's delicious. It's really, really good. Here's the part in editing where we clap and the steak's done. Ta-da. The steak is done. Ta-da. Let's take her out. Shallots. Take some of this beef tallow. Get her in there. Let this beautiful steak cook up a little bit. We're gonna move this whole damn thing over here so that you guys can see it better. You would think that this is my first time doing one of these videos. Sadly, it's not, but it sure feels like it. Since you reverse seared it, you really don't cook it for that long. All you're trying to do is get that crust. So basically, I'm just waiting until that crust gets there. Make sure it does it all evenly. Oh, this steak's gonna be so good. Okay. It's starting to sound like, yeah, we're getting there. Oh, dude, you know what's perfect? Is I'm out of spoons to baste. Hell yeah, let's go. All right, we're gonna use this tablespoon to baste our steak. Kind of the bummer with this induction heater is it doesn't get really hot. So it's really hard to get a good crust on this thing. So I'm gonna pull it because I don't want it to overcook. I'd rather have less of a crust, especially since this is for a steak sandwich. I don't care as much about a crust. Put a little bit of that tallow on there. Now that all that flavor's in there, we're gonna turn her on. We're gonna put our bread in there. So now that all that tallow's in there too, that serves as like your butter, you know? So you don't have to like butter the pan or anything like that. You like that? How's that look on camera?
That literally looks amazing. You're so good at making steak.
Thank you so much. Okay, we're gonna take our aioli. We're gonna lay down the tomato. Now we're gonna lay our steak. Do you wanna look? Can I show?
Wow. You really outdid yourself, huh?
This, like this. We're gonna put the cheese on there. Haha! I never get to use this thing. I love this thing. I just love this because I love when the cheese like forms around it, you know? The last time I made it, I felt like it was lacking a little bit of greenery, would you say?
Mm-hmm.
Close her up.
Sorry, Brenna, for all the zooming and zooming out.
Ooh!
Oh my goodness.
That's one of the best things I've ever made. Will you come try this with me?
Yeah.
Come here.
Wait, do a little, yeah, so I can get a little close-up of it. Oh my goodness!
That looks so good. Come here. Okay. Cheers.
Cheers, love you.
I love you too. I'm kind of proud of myself on this one.
Wow. Oh my gosh, the sauce.
Out of 10?
My only thing, and it's the same thing that we said at Bandit. Let's see if you can guess it. I don't think you're gonna be able to guess it.
Oh my God. Dude, I totally forgot to add these.
Okay.
These are like crispy shallots. That's gonna change it a lot. I'm gonna keep eating.
But I wanted you to guess, remember?
Yeah. Too much going on?
No, it's perfect flavor-wise. It's not a flavor thing. The steak tastes so good, I almost wish you cut it a little bit thinner so I could get everything in one bite. Do you know what I mean? That's my only complaint.
I didn't know that.
Flavor-wise, it's impeccable. Like, genuinely, this is one of your best things you've made. I just wish it was a tiny bit thinner so I could, like, bite into it all in one. You know what I mean?
I think that's pretty good though.
This is so good. This is one of the best things you've made. And on the fresh rosemary sourdough.
I know. It actually adds, you could taste the rosemary and the lemon in there, which I think is so cool. I would just probably recommend, if you are to make this at home, don't follow my aioli recipe, first off. I think it's good, but I ended up just having to use mayonnaise, as you saw in the video. Secondly, she's totally right. Slice it way thinner. But hey, thank you for watching. Thank you for eating. Brenna, thank you for editing. And we'll see you next week. Ta-da.